A world on edge. Diana Prince, now operating out of Paris, works under the guise of an antiquities expert and global ambassador for peace. She begins noticing strange coincidences, unrest and conflict spreading in regions that were once calm, accompanied by reports of strange atmospheric disturbances and seismic anomalies near ancient mythological sites like Delphi, Giza, and Machu Picchu. She senses something mystical is brewing. Visions of Olympus. Haunted by vivid dreams, Diana sees the realm of Olympus crumbling, the gods crying for help. In these visions, she sees the throne of Zeus shattered, golden flames engulfing Mount Olympus, and a shadowy female figure laughing amidst the destruction. Unsure whether these dreams are memories, prophecies, or warnings, she begins her investigation. The fall of Themyscira. Diana receives a mystical message through the lasso of truth, a beacon from her homeland. Upon arrival, she finds Themyscira under attack by black lightning storms and shadow beasts. The island's protective magical barrier is cracking. Queen Hippolyta tells Diana that ancient divine forces are awakening, and one in particular, Eris, has returned from exile in Tartarus. Return to Paradise Island. Diana reunites with the Amazons and learns from her mother and the Oracle of Delphi, who was hidden within Themyscira all along. That Eris, goddess of strife and chaos, was once banished by Zeus for trying to start a war between gods. With Zeus dead, her prison has weakened, and she's stirring mortal and divine realms into discord to regain power. The prophecy unveiled. The Oracle recites a chilling prophecy. When truth falters and gods are forgotten, the apple shall rise again to claim Olympus. Eris has found the apple of discord, which amplifies strife and feeds on hatred and conflict. To stop her, Diana must unite the fractured remnants of ancient pantheons scattered across the globe, something never done before. The hidden pantheon. Diana discovers that other pantheons, Egyptian, Norse, and Babylonian, have hidden themselves from modern humanity after the fall of their worshippers. She ventures to Egypt, where she finds Thoth, god of wisdom, now living as a reclusive librarian. He warns her that the gods do not trust each other anymore and may refuse her call to arms. The rise of Eris. Eris fully manifests on Earth in mortal guise, using her influence to stoke global tension. Countries begin skirmishing over resources. Cities erupt in civil unrest. Disguised as a human diplomat named Dara Sura, she manipulates world leaders with whispered lies. Wherever she walks, chaos follows. Her magic infects people's hearts and minds, recruiting the divine. Diana's next stop is Scandinavia, where she finds Vidar, son of Odin, living in self-imposed exile. He refuses to fight, bitter over Ragnarok and the fall of Asgard. In Cyprus, Diana finds Aphrodite, who has lost faith in love and beauty after centuries of war. Through emotional appeals and acts of compassion, Diana begins to unite them under a new purpose. Battle in the shadows. Eris, aware of Diana's efforts, dispatches a resurrected demigod warrior named Cletus, once a general of Ares. Diana and Cletus battle in an ancient Greek ruin. Though she defeats him, it is clear Eris has a small army of corrupted divine beings ready for war. Diana barely escapes with her life and realizes the fight ahead is bigger than she imagined. The Amazon army marches. Hippolyta calls upon all Amazon tribes scattered throughout the world. Thousands of Amazons, riders, archers, and warriors gather under Diana's leadership for the first time in millennia. They prepare to head to the final battleground, Mount Olympus, the last stronghold of divine power, which Eris seeks to corrupt and claim as her throne. The spirit of Steve. Alone in a sacred Amazon temple, Diana meditates and is visited by a spiritual echo of Steve Trevor, her lost love. He reminds her of what made her strong, compassion, not power. His memory inspires her to stay true to her mission, to protect the world, not dominate. It's a deeply emotional moment, renewing her moral compass. The God Killer Reforged. The original God Killer sword shattered in the past, is recovered from Themyscira's vaults. With the help of Thoth's divine knowledge and Vidar's strength, it is reforged in the forge of Hephaestus using sacred flame. The new god-killer glows with celestial energy, capable of banishing or even killing a god permanently. Siege of the Acropolis. Ares sends legions of monstrous creatures, chimeras, shadow harpies, and corrupted titans to Athens, aiming to transform the Acropolis into her new Olympus. The Amazons and Diana arrive just in time, engaging in a massive battle. The Acropolis becomes the center of mythological warfare, with gods and Amazons fighting side by side. Clash of Immortals. Diana confronts Cleitus again, while Vidar holds back a giant beast sent by Ares. Aphrodite uses her powers to heal and pacify wounded soldiers and civilians, helping to sway the tide of war. The clash reaches Mount Olympus, which begins tearing open a dimensional rift to the underworld as Ares draws more power from conflict. Temptation of Discord. Ares confronts Diana with a seductive proposition. Join me. Let us reshape the world. Peace through power. She offers Diana the chance to end all war by ruling through fear. Diana is momentarily tempted, haunted by how many innocents have died through history. But she ultimately rejects the offer, choosing hope over control. The final strike. Diana uses both the lasso of truth and the reforged god-killer to bind and weaken Ares. In a climactic moment, she forces Ares to face her own truth, that chaos was born from her own loneliness and rejection. The apple of discord shatters, releasing a wave of light that cleanses the battlefield and strips Ares of her power. Rebirth of Olympus. With the fall of Ares, the gods decide to withdraw from Earth once more. They entrust Diana with a portion of divine essence, naming her the bridge between worlds. Olympus, though scarred, is reborn as a plane of balance rather than dominion. The divine war ends with the sealing of the rift between realms. A new peace. The Amazons return to Themyscira victorious. The barrier is restored with added protections. Hippolyta passes the ceremonial crown to Diana, offering her queenship, but Diana gently declines, choosing instead to walk among humanity. The Amazon Council creates a new order, one that remains alert to divine threats but committed to peace. Diana's legacy. Diana establishes a global mythological institute in Paris, where scholars, magical beings, and young heroes can learn to understand and protect ancient lore. She mentors a few select individuals with potential, one of whom is revealed to be a young girl with hidden powers, hinting at a future successor. A glimmer of hope. Post-credit scene. In a dark chamber in Delphi, a mysterious figure in a cloak, possibly Circe or a future villain, recovers a shard of the shattered apple of discord, which still pulses with chaotic energy. Chaos never dies, the figure whispers. Fade to black.